Hello and welcome to Thav Exclusive. I am your host, Natasha Brown, and on this particular episode, we'll be speaking with a beauty queen. She is smart, she is beautiful, and her goals are simply altruistic. Do stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
My country people, you wey don register for your PVC. Make sure say you go collect your PVC o. The matter you no stop there o. Make you join body with other Nigerians, vote casual leaders wey go make the country better. No let world people buy you o. Remember, na our future be this. And this future, we must take am by force because your vote na be your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
All right, so on this particular episode, like I said earlier, she is smart, she is beautiful, altruistic with her goals. Miss Stephanie Chukwuemeka, Miss Portharcourt City. Welcome.
Thank you.
I was going to do drum roll, but then there are no drums to roll. You were so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Thank you
look
for
beautiful
being here
as well. I
today.
love your yellow.
And I love the whole black thing. It's working. Okay, so Miss Portharcourt City, tell us about this. What does the office entail?
Okay, thank you very much for that beautiful question. Well, as the name implies, Miss Portharcourt City
2022.
2022. So I stand to represent the brand in all platforms, you know. So where there's an event or wherever you hear the name Miss Portharcourt City 2022, you're expecting to see my face. So I am the carrier of this name.
Basically the ambassador.
Yes, so there's an office of the ambassador, but you can say that as well. So,
okay. Well, so have you always wanted to be a beauty queen? Is that something that you've always desired to do? What's the backstory to this?
honestly, no, I never desired. No, before now, I actually, growing up as a child, I never liked pageantry.
Oh, really?
Anything contest, anything coming out to compete for beauty or anything, I never liked it. Even when my mom tries to mention it, like, oh, you will contest for Miss This, I'll be like, I don't have to contest with anybody to know that I'm beautiful or I'm a queen. You know, I never liked it because of the way they painted it, actually. So where I was working, I saw the advert of Miss Portharcourt City, and then my boss said to me, see your mates are contesting for this big pageant and you're here, you don't want to go. I'll be like, I don't have that energy because I know it's not, in fact, I'm not ready. And then he was like, oh, okay, you're right, because you actually can go on your own. You have to pay your way through, or you have to use your body or something. And that struck me. I was like, why does it have to be like that? Why must I pay? Why must I bribe? Why must I
need to have connections?
Yes, need to have connection. Why? And I was like, that's the way it is. I was like, no, I'm going to go there and see for myself. And that was what actually made me start. But along the line, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with it, and the perspective changed. Everything changed, and I wanted to actually be a queen. This time, the passion came in. But the first time, it was just, let me go. Yeah, let me see why they said I can't do it without the connections and all. But along the line, it changed.
There was a funny story you told me about, and I'm sure a lot of youths or a lot of even younger ones, teenagers or so, they would probably have experienced it one way or the other. It's the story about you growing up back in Katsina, where you used to be a dancer or still are a dancer, and then your father really, really wasn't having it because, you know, he just didn't understand why you had to be anything other than the traditional type of kid with the traditional type of job and career. Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, yeah, growing up in the North as a female is very challenging because you are restricted to so many things because it's like a taboo there. Like, I joined a dance crew while I was still in secondary school, and this dance crew comprises both male and female, you know. So they weren't having it. Like, you see where you're dancing, a guy will come hit you or hold you here or do this. So it was like you are violating our rules or things like that. So I was like, okay, it was time for jam, and I'm running away from this state. Since you won't let me do it here, I need to go to somewhere where it is, where I would have to express myself fully. I'm an entertainment person. I'm in love with entertainment. So when I came here, I got into Nollywood, and, you know, it gave me some experience about the whole entertainment thing. And then that's why I said my mindset changed along the line. So while I was pursuing this, I was like, okay, this is an opportunity for you to come out. This is a platform for you to be able to express yourself and also help other people who are finding it difficult to express themselves due to one issue or the other. So why don't you just make use of this advantage and let's see how it goes. So that's where the mindset changed. I was like, okay, I am pursuing this because I want to do this. I want to help myself and help people also around me.
Okay, really good. What was it like? What was the process like, before you attained the crown? What was the whole process like? Because you apparently said this is your first time.
Yes.
So.
Okay, it's very stressful. Very, very stressful because it has to do with you physically, mentally, spiritually. Yes, you can't just go because you think you have the looks because they will test you. We had group chats, we had tasks, we had assignments in which you have to prove yourself worthy of attaining this position or winning the crown. They need to test you. Mentally, you need to be sound because at some point, you would want to feel depressed, like, God. And when I saw, the first time I met the full house, like the whole contestants, God, I ran. I saw beautiful. How
many contestants were
there? 19.
Okay.
Yeah, we were 19. So when I saw the whole 19 of us, I'll look at this one and be like, this one is too fine. This one is tall. She has a very nice shape. And I'm just here like, why are you, God? Different things. And you just feel challenged. And I'm very grateful that I didn't let myself feel discouraged inferior. So I took it as a challenge and I was like, come on, what is that? You can do it. So if they're tall, doesn't make you less. If you're taller or more beautiful or more attractive, it doesn't make you feel less. You are beautiful in your own way, right? So do it. All the way it has been challenging and pushing through, and I'm very grateful that it wasn't all in vain.
Yes. Look at what your strong will and your mental strength did for you. You have attained the crown, and I'm sure there are a lot of your contestants who were like, how did she do this? I've been doing this for years. How come?
Exactly.
So it's a huge win for you, and I'm sure. And something else, there's still negative aspects. People think about the modeling industry or the pageantry sector. They look at it with a lot of disdain, and they look at it with a lot of reservation, because over time there has been the narrative that these beauty queens are all about vanity and being sold to the highest bidders, and their bodies are made use of, and all of that. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. Well, really, I wouldn't blame people for having such mindset, because some of the pageant organizations actually cost it. They made people believe that, because I have seen, though not with me, maybe friends and close people, I have seen a situation whereby you see a pageantry or a pageant organization, and then you discover that these people are scammers in the long way. Or when you go into it, you just notice this, pay this to win this, buy the crown. It's not our fault, or it's not people's fault for thinking that way. Some organizations have made it look that way. But this is the thing. Before you go for a pageant or anything at all, make sure you take your time to actually do research about it, learn about it, read about it, study about it. So when you see one, you can know that, okay, this is right. When you see a fake and original, you should be able to differentiate, because you see people carrying big names or bearing big names, and then when you go to their page, there's nothing to write about. They don't have followers. Not just about the followers, but there is no history. You have to go down to the historical background, check and see what they're actually doing and how they have helped people, not just because of the name or the prize attached to it, because that's people, they will just go, okay, because I'm seeing 1 million, I'm seeing 2 million, okay, I'm just there, let me go get the money. It's not to check, because you end up paying more than that 1 million and you don't get the crown. So I would advise people to actually check. They should actually research and be very, very, very sure of what they are doing. I will personally say I am so proud to be a queen in Miss Portharcourt City organization. Not like I'm here to praise them, but of course they deserve all the praise and all, because I never experienced anything like that, or anything like, okay, we're going to give you the crown, come and see us here, let's do something different from the others or anything. When I was called up on stage, when I was called to be among the top 5, I was in shock. From that top 5 period, I was in shock till the end, because I was like, top 5, how? Because they said I must pay, they said I must know somebody, they said I must do this, but I don't know anybody. So are you sure they're not mistaking me for, till I won, are you sure this is not a mistake? Or this was like 3 days, 1 week, I was like, okay, this is real, it's not a mistake and all of that, because I was like, okay, I am a testimony, this is me. So please do not let these people spoil your mind or mindset. Pageantry is a very beautiful thing, and we are here to help others and the society just to make this place a better place for us all to live in.
Yeah, and also change the narrative about what people think
yes.
About your industry. But yes, I'll be right back with you after this short break.
Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
Welcome back. All right, so with modeling, I know that you said you attended University of Portharcourt, and then did you study something related to entertainment, beauty, or?
No, I'm actually still an undergraduate,
okay.
And I am studying forestry and wildlife management under the Faculty of Agriculture, so it's not related.
Yes, it's not. So it brings me to this question. A lot of African parents want their children to toe the path of traditional professions and traditional careers. They want you to be the doctor, they want you to be the lawyer, they want you to be an engineer. Every time you want to talk to them about the creative aspect of self-expression, modeling, being an artist and all of that, they're not really buying it. So how would you say parents should begin to see things differently? How would you try to influence their thought process as to how they look at the art industry and in the entertainment industry?
Okay. Back then in Katsina, like I said, I loved entertainment from childhood. So when my dad would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always said, I want to be like Inyedo, saying I want to be an actress. That was my own way of saying I want to be an actress. And my dad would show me, be like, not in my house, because I'm actually the first child. And there's so much responsibility, so it was like, in this my house, not possible. So when I joined the dance crew, just, you can imagine the battle at home. So it was like, not in my house. You're either going to be a medical doctor or you will be an engineering student. So you can't even do arts. You have to be a science student, you must do science, you must do this, you must do that. So finally, when I got to this point and when I won and the way my life is going right now, not their way, I would just come online and I would see my dad posting my picture. Oh, my queen, Miss Portharcourt. And I'll be like, you didn't let me. If I was in Katsina, you would not allow me do this. So I took the advantage of JAM and I had to choose somewhere so far away, like
to be able to
do it. So I used to ask myself this question: if you were in Katsina, you wouldn't do this. By now, you should be married or something, because they would definitely not allow you. My father will not allow me.
Your story is so beautiful because it makes me see the aspect of taking the bull by the horn. You desire something, you have a dream, you have a goal, and your environment is not conducive, is not wanting that for you. You have to take the bull by the horn to get what you really do desire. So would you say that it's advisable, especially for young people, if your passion, if your desire is totally different from the path your parents are carving out for you, would you say that it's advisable for them to look for ways to toe their path regardless of what their parents think?
Yes, but this is where wisdom comes in, because there's how you would want to do it, and at the same time you're being very disrespectful and you just start doing things you're not supposed to do. Before I applied for JAMB and UTME, I actually had to pray about it, because it's
How old were you then?
I was 14.
Okay.
I was 14, so I had to pray, because I know it's going to be a very big task to tell my dad I'm going to the eastern part, like I'm going to Abia State, or I'm going to Portharcourt, like the distance. So how do we visit you? How do we see you? How do we know what you're doing there? So I thought about it. I was like, it's not possible, God, please. You know what I want to do. So the time I came up and I said, Daddy, I would like to go to the east. Let me go to my state. You know, I've stayed in the north. Let me go to the east and see. This how I brought it up, and God helped me, because I know it wasn't just me. And I was it, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's true. And then the course I was applying for, they weren't offering it at Uturu. So, and I was like, okay,
Uturu, that's Abia State?
Abia State, yeah. So, like, okay, Portharcourt is closed. Let me try Portharcourt. And it was just surprising the way they were just saying, okay, yes, okay. Because after I left Katsina State, none of my siblings have even attempted leaving the state. Like, it's just like I escaped, and I don't know how, because my siblings have been trying to come out as well, and they are finding it very difficult. So how I came out, I don't know. So that's why I said you have to really, really pray about it and be very passionate. Okay, when I came here and I applied for the medicine for how many times, and it didn't work out, and then I now switched to nursing, and they gave me agric, and I was like, I'm tired, I'll go for the agric. And then I was doing it, and I wasn't just bent on let me just go to school and just graduate. You know, look at what is happening now with the whole strike situation. So I had to get something doing, you know, go do this, explore, but make sure you are doing things that are not endangering your life and the society. So, like I said, you have to take a very big step, but make sure you apply wisdom, and don't just stand up and maybe you take a knife and say, I'm leaving the house today and everything.
And you're off.
And they will disown you. They will disown you.
Okay, yeah, the very intelligent one there. People need to apply caution and wisdom as to what you want to do, because most of the time when we hear the story of the Zuckerbergs and the Elon Musk and the Bezos and the Jack Ma's, and when you hear that, you know, people like Microsoft CEO, they were dropouts and all of that, you're like, okay, so I really don't have to go to school, I'm going to drop out. You know, but at the end of the day, you drop out and then you still can get a job, like, and things are not going well for you. So yeah, definitely applying wisdom is key. But something else that really picks my mind is about the way that genders are being treated in families. So for example, you know, like you said, growing up in Katsina, I'm sure that it wasn't as strict with the boy folk. It wasn't as strict with the male child. The strictness did come mostly with the female child, because it seemed like you are the one we have to protect. You are the one we have to preserve. Do you think that thought pattern is biased? It's not a very balanced way of thinking, you know, as regards our parents. Like, if you wanted to approach your children, approach them levelly, in a balanced way, or would you say that it's still okay that you treat the female child more closer to home and just, you know, let the male folk go rogue because that's a man, that's a boy, a man in the making? So what do you think about that?
Every child, everyone deserves equal treatment, because that boy that you're holding high, I'm just trying to say it like a proverb or something, that boy you're holding high and the girl you're hiding or you're preventing her from coming out, the girl might be a president tomorrow and the boy can end up being a nuisance in the community. I'm just saying, treat them the same way, bring them up the same way. They believe that, I'm just so happy the way the world is transforming now, and ladies are really coming out to speak and stand for their rights, because back there, you don't say anything. You practically don't have a voice. You don't care what you feel or what. They just tell you this is it and this is it. Just go to your room and stay. Cry if you want to cry. Nobody's listening to you. It's just the man speaking. A man says this. Then a woman can't come out to contest for what do they
Governorship,
politics and all of that.
government,
We all know this. So I'm very, very happy the way the world is going now. I would advise parents, I would advise them to please treat their children equally. You don't know who is who. God created them, not you. You don't know. Every child is a star, yes, but you don't know which way the child is going to manifest. So just treat them equally. There's nothing like she's a boy, she's a girl. Just treat them equally.
Intelligently spoken. And so now you, Miss Portharcourt City, what are your future goals?
Okay. I said earlier that I'm an entertainment person, so I would love to organize a talent hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, to give opportunity to people. I know about talent a whole lot and how they've been hidden in the industry. You see, it's real. It's real. The misconception that like just the same thing about this pageant thing is real. And like I said, you have to just calm down and research. You pray, because most times you won't even know. You will still fall and you keep falling. The industry has made it look like it's all about your money. It's all about your money and connections and every other thing. So there's some people that have these talents, but be it acting, be it singing, anything, and you see them just there because they don't have the money to push themselves, or because they don't have that connection, or because they're refusing to go and see one person or the other. So I want to start it up like this. I want to make it very affordable for everybody. Okay, this is what I want to do. Just come up with your talent. Let's see what you can do and how we can help you push it up. Because in my first edition, this is my plan, the winner gets a chance to perform in the next Miss Portharcourt City pageant. So we are giving you the platform to come out. So that is what I intend doing, because I am not after just the reign, my reign. I am also after what happens after the reign. Yeah, does it stop there, or what will people stand to say about you? It's just, that is why I said at the long run I got motivated. I was like, this is an opportunity for you to do what you want. It's something I want to do and keep doing. Help people come out, bring out their talent, help them, make them visible. This person is capable of doing this. He or she has the everything it takes to be an artist or whatever. So I am just trying to I'm going to try and create that platform for people.
Very nice. So lastly, what advice would you give to some of the young ladies who are looking out to being beauty queens as well? What advice would you give to them as they pursue this journey?
Okay. What I would love to say to them is to be very careful. Be very careful, and whatever you want to do and you love to do, do it. Whatever you want to go for it. Go for it passionately, not because of the name, because if it's just about the name, it will definitely fade away, and then what happens after then? So you go with it passionately, as long as it's for our betterment and for your betterment. Pursue your dreams and put God first. That's all I have to say. Put God first. Pursue your dreams. Give it your best. Everything you have to do. There's nothing you cannot do. And don't allow anybody talk you down. As long as you know what you're doing, just keep going.
Thank you so much, Miss Stephanie Chukwuemeka and Miss Portharcourt City. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
This is Thav Exclusive. I hope that you have enjoyed it all, even as you've listened to this conversation. And remember, stay tuned. Follow us on all social media platforms at Thav TV. I remain your host, Natasha. See you next time.